It all started when one good neighbor decided to help a struggling mom feed her 4 kids. Melanie Samuels reached into her own kitchen to feed a needy family. Now, thousands of families depend on her super pantry, the BSCAH campaign against hunger on Fulton Street in Brooklyn.
When I first started volunteering, I did they have a class here on Fridays for the senior citizens. So I do their vitals and take their weight and stuff. We still do that every Friday. And then now I start helping out in the pantry. We help stock the shelves. We help. Today I'm in charge of the clothing, so I make sure the clothing are, distributed properly and evenly to everybody. We help, in every way possible that we can help.
People are more needy than me, as they really need it. And I've introduced other people to this pantry, just so they can have them something to eat. And they do come faithfully every month.
It has benefited me a lot. A lot of times I don't worry about rice, juice, milk, cereal, because I come here for it. And like I said, food stamps is not enough, so coming here really helps.
I'm here every day. After I finish school, I just come up here. When the truck comes, I would overload the truck, check out for most of the time, check if everybody needs anything else, or if they haven't got enough. Stuff along those lines.
Doing good work. In our studio today is Dr. Melanie Samuels, the founder of the BSCAH campaign against hunger, along with Tamara Dawson, director of programs. Welcome to you both, mother and daughter. Apparently that was a big secret, but we're bringing that out now. And that, you're so modest, but you're doing good work in the community. And this was something, Melanie, that you started 14 years ago?
14 years ago. Had a very good job. And someone gave me a call and told me about a mother had a bone disease, and she had twins and 2 other kids, and she was struggling to make ends meet, getting food on her table. So living in the suburbs all the way in New Jersey, I packed a bag, a nice, beautiful bag, and I brought it to her, drove about 60 miles and to make sure she had something. And what started out with just helping a neighbor, someone you don't know, never seen before, turned out to be a pantry serving over 12,000. Last month we served 15,000 individuals.
But this was something that has developed over all these years.
Yes.
I want to go back to how it started. And what was it that motivated you to make this thing bigger? Was it a feeling that you got after helping this woman?
You know what it is? It's just putting, it's like putting blocks, one block at a time to build a house. I had no anticipation, nor was it a planned thing. It's just watching the needs grow, seeing families come in, pre-packed bags, giving families bags one after the other, first out of our cupboard. Then I got my first grant, and I was able to do so. But then after a while, compassion, love, dedication. These are the things. It's hard to turn away a teary-eyed mother and say to her, I can't help. And I guess that's what really started the whole thing. When we started in the basement of a church, we started in the basement of Full Gospel Tabernacle of Faith Church, just across the street from where we are now. And we noticed families, as we gave them pre-packed bags, they went into the bags and they were taking out stuff after such hard work. And I wondered, I asked them, why are you doing that? And they said, well, we're diabetic. I can't eat that. And then I found out, even though I'm trying to help, that I needed to do a little more. We needed to look at nutrition. What are we putting in those bags? And so that's what evolved into the expansion, into what we call our super pantry now. The first supermarket-style pantry in BSCAH opened in 2006, and Tamara started with us sometime around there. She was volunteering for a while with us. Thank God for her help. But it started out that way, and it just began to evolve just on its own.
Yeah, and it's evolved into something that people in the community obviously count on. Tamara, I wanted to ask you, how has the makeup of the people that you serve changed over the last really 3 years with this Great Recession?
Well, what we've seen is the face of pantry lines have totally changed. When people think of a pantry, they think of someone that's homeless, that is in need, someone who doesn't have much.
And it's not always that.
But that's not the case. The majority of our clients you find are the working poor. You find people who work here in the city. They come out of work, and on their way home they stop by the pantry because they don't make enough with rent being the way it is. Food is the first thing that we cut out of our budget, and so they come by the pantry to help, you know, to meet those needs. And so that's mainly what we've seen. That's why we have our extended hours where we're open until 6:30 p.m.
Well, not only is there this changing face with this recession, but organizations like yours are finding it harder and harder to get the dollars to support the programs that you have running. Have you had problems? You mentioned a grant, but have you had any problems raising the money you need to keep food on the table, so to speak?
It has been a challenge, as you can imagine, with the economy the way it is, and so many people are unemployed and the lines are growing longer. What is happening to us as the largest pantry in New York City, giving out over 1.2 million meals per year? What is happening is that our resources are being used up. What normally is supposed to go until next year, June, we have already used our resources. So basically, we are looking into a new year coming up. And as a matter of fact, Christmas is around the corner. We don't know what we're going to do because we have already used our budget. And because we don't want to turn anyone away, we have noticed an increase this year in the summer from where it was 10 to 11,000 to 12, and then taking care of over 15,000 individuals. Our community approach for caring allows us to make sure that families have a nutritious meal. And so for that reason, we are in need of funds. We are in need of volunteers and funds for our pantry.
What should people do if they want to contribute, if they want to volunteer their time? Maybe they don't have the money. Maybe they want to volunteer their time. What do you suggest they do?
Go to our website and www.BSCAH-Against-Hunger.org, or give us a call, 718-773-3551, or they can send a monetary donation to BSCAH Against Hunger, 2010 Fulton Street, Brooklyn, New York.
Do you find, Tamara, that it's harder for organizations like yours to stand out, to get the notoriety that maybe they deserve? Is it harder these days?
It is harder these days. I mean, there are a lot of organizations out there trying to help. Being that we work with food, you know, you see on TV about children from foreign countries or people abroad that need help, but sometimes we forget that there are people right here in our own backyard, maybe our very neighbors, that need help, and so it's very difficult, and we really need the help.
And let's talk about the farm that you have. Tell me about that.
Well, that's a part of our urban farm. Produces over 2,600 pounds of fruits and vegetables, and we work mainly with our seniors with that.
Urban farms. So this is in the city.
In the city, in backyards. We have just changed backyards into beautiful gardens that are producing for the pantry to help us where we cannot afford to buy fruits and vegetables. Our pantry is a food desert. There is not a lot of choices there. And so you're looking at a community that are obese and that are diabetic and hypertension, and fruits and veg is important to the diet. So what we do, we actually give away. We actually give it from the garden straight to the table, no cost to our community.
And for how long have you had this farm?
2 years.
2 years?
Yes.
And these are fresh organic vegetables.
And our beehive.
Which they would not
beehive
otherwise.
as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Tamara Dawson, thank you for your time. Melanie Samuels, thank you.
You're
welcome.
welcome.
Your work. I understand that this is a An important time for you, the holiday season.
It is. It is.
Thank you
And
very
we'll
much.
be giving out toys to needy children this year. And
Another
we'll be doing free taxes coming in the tax season.
Another program that you're involved in. You are
Because
busy.
we see so many individuals.
I'm sure
Thank
you
you,
do.
Jeff, for having
Thank
us.
you. Appreciate
All
your
right.
time. Up next, a non-profit organization that's delivering pajamas and bedtime stories to underprivileged children.